What if your Instagram could automatically reply to every DM, comment, voice note, and image in any language around the clock? Here's how to connect Claude to your Instagram account, so it can analyze your entire profile, understand your audience, figure out how to engage with your followers, and respond to every single person who DMs you, leaves a comment, sends a voice note, or shares an image. This saves you a huge amount of time, energy, and money. You no longer need to rely on people who aren't available 24/7, can't reply instantly, and realistically can't keep track of every customer's history, past conversations, and all the context behind every interaction. Now, some of you might be thinking, wait, AI is going to handle the replies. What about loyalty? People want real humans answering them. Here's the reality. If you're not in a niche like therapy or coaching where emotional connection really matters, most customers simply care more about getting fast, helpful responses. If you're running a business, selling a product, or offering a service, people want quick support and clear answers. And in most conversations, they genuinely can't tell the difference between a trained AI and a real support rep. People become way more engaged, more questions, more conversations, because help comes instantly. The AI remembers the full context of every conversation in your DMs. It keeps track of customer history, understands past conversations, and even analyzes each person's profile and niche, so every reply feels personalized. I'm Dmitry Torgov, co-founder of Chatplace, a growth platform for Instagram and Telegram. Let me show you how it works. Right now, I'm on chatplace.io. This is the main dashboard, analytics, the Creator League monetization program, plus step-by-step tutorials for every feature. And there's a separate section with a light bulb icon. Click it and you're inside the AI builder. From here, you just choose the Instagram account where you want to set everything up. Let me show you a completely fresh project where no AI has been connected yet. I linked a separate account, totally empty, nothing configured yet. You'll see a simple setup screen, Create AI Agent. Responds 24/7, easy setup, communicates like a human, keeps conversations under control. I'll click Create. Right away, the platform offers to train the AI directly on your account. That means it starts learning automatically, even if you don't upload anything manually yet. It analyzes customer conversations, learns your tone of voice, understands what your content is about, scans your profile. Over time, it continues learning from new content and conversations, improving the quality of its replies automatically. It also learns from conversations handled personally by you or your team. But training it directly on the account isn't your only option. You can upload files, things like YouTube transcripts, lessons, lead magnets, or checklists. You can record a voice note and explain everything in your own words, and the system will transcribe it automatically. You can connect your website, or simply continue training it through your Instagram and Telegram account itself. I'll click Let's Train. Now it starts building the knowledge base, analyzing your content, conversations, and profile, while building a database of responses it can use when talking to followers. Alright, the knowledge base is ready. Now let me switch to a fully trained project so you can see what this looks like in practice. Here's our main account at chatplace.global. Immediately, I can see which questions come up most often and how many conversations happened around each one. I can open any conversation, review the replies, and see exactly how the AI handled it. If something needs improvement, I can edit and refine the response manually. You also get a detailed analytics dashboard. You can see which conversations were handled by AI and which ones came through automations triggered by keywords in comments or DMs. And then we move into settings. Inside settings, you choose which Claude model you want to use. There is the fast model. It's simpler and works well for basic customer questions. But sometimes the replies aren't as polished or accurate as you'd want. That's why we usually recommend the smart model. It costs a bit more and uses roughly 3 times more requests. When you activate an AI plan, you get 2,000 tokens included on the account, and you can always add more later if needed. Even then, it's still significantly cheaper than connecting directly through the Claude API and managing everything yourself. We work directly with Anthropic's engineering team. We train the model together and build this system alongside them specifically for Instagram automations and AI agents. So overall, using Chatplace ends up being both easier and more cost-effective. This section is where you configure Telegram notifications. You decide who receives alerts, team members, sales reps, support staff, whoever needs them. For example, if someone talking to the AI asks to speak with a real person, I instantly get a notification with a summary of the conversation and the full context behind it. I open the DM and continue the conversation myself. And while I'm replying manually, the AI stays completely silent and doesn't interrupt. So if you're worried about missing something important, don't be. The system alerts you exactly when human involvement is needed. How replies should sound, how conversations should begin, what language to use, and what role the AI plays on your account. This gives the system a clear understanding of how it's supposed to communicate. You get up to 10,000 characters here, which is more than enough for detailed instructions. Here you decide where replies happen, DMs, comments, or both. You can also automatically move conversations from comments into DMs. For example, if someone asks about pricing in the comments, the AI can answer publicly first, then continue the conversation privately in DMs. Because when someone asks about a product, pricing, or a specific model, they usually want an answer immediately. The longer the delay, the higher the chance you lose the customer. Fast replies in both comments and DMs make a huge difference. You can also decide whether the AI responds to story reactions and story replies. It even understands the context behind story mentions, meaning if someone tags your account in a story, the AI can understand what they're talking about and respond accordingly. You can also configure re-engagement rules, contextual button replies, learning behavior, and exclusions for specific contexts. For example, on my own account, I excluded my wife and a few friends, otherwise if they send me memes or reels, the AI starts replying to them too. You simply tag those contacts in the chats section and the system automatically ignores anyone with that tag. This setting controls what happens while you're replying manually. I personally use a 5-minute timer. While I'm actively chatting with someone, the AI stays silent. You can also pause AI replies while someone is inside a chatbot automation flow. For example, if a user sends a keyword and enters a scripted automation sequence, the AI temporarily steps back until that flow is finished. And there's another useful setting, response delay, because people rarely send one perfectly organized message. Usually it's, "Hey, I have a question. I'm getting this error." 3 separate messages in a row. Instead of answering each one individually, the AI waits maybe 30 seconds, then responds once with full context. That makes conversations feel much more natural. And yes, people often assume they're talking to a real person. At the same time, we're not hiding the fact that it's AI. If someone asks directly, the system can say so openly. You control how transparent you want to be. You can also create topic-specific rules. The global rules define the AI's overall behavior across all conversations. But you can separately configure responses for specific customer questions and objections. For example, if someone asks about refunds or defective products, reply one way. If someone says the product is too expensive, use a different response flow. This feature launched just a few days ago. So, if your business has different categories of questions that require different handling, you can map all of that out separately right here. Need to retrain the AI? Just upload additional files here. You can also manually add new information or edit the universal instructions anytime from the left side menu. On top of that, ChatPlace connects with the tools you already use: AMO CRM, Como, Bittrex, Stripe, PayPal, Google Sheets, Zapier, and more. Your leads flow straight into your CRM, payments are handled automatically, and everything stays organized in one place. So at this point, all that's left is to sign up for ChatPlace. If you haven't tried it yet, there's a link below the video for 2 weeks of free access to every feature. See you in the next one.